Who's the first person you're going to hug when quarantine's over?
Probably my mom. I don't hug that many people.
Welcome to this week's episode of A Little Goes a Long Way, where we try to give you a little bit of content that surely helps you go a long way.
Stripes official, taking off like a missile. Yeah, I'm validated, but it ain't by no people. Ain't no number two. What a little.
All right, so we are actually recording this as we speak. Don't be nervous. You all look great. So here's my first question. And Schmid, you're going to answer it first. You ready?
Yeah.
Who's the first person you're going to hug when quarantine's over?
Probably my mom. I don't hug that many people.
You live with your mom.
Yeah.
Can't you hug her like now?
I mean, yeah, but
That's hilarious.
Probably my friend Tara, because her family hasn't exited their house like as a family unit. They've been in their house for like a month.
Luke, I know you're dying to hug somebody, buddy.
It'd probably be Langdon Miller because I see most of my other friends on Zoom at school, and so I don't really get to see him at all.
Period. Not whatsoever. None. Addie, who you hugging?
Probably the first person I see.
Andy Schmid is standing at the end of your driveway when the quarantine's over. You'll just hug him?
You might not accept it, but probably. I need to hug someone.
So, all right. Question number 2. Really, Schmitty? You just dinging us out?
yeah. Sorry, I needed some air conditioning.
Question number 2. What is something you have personally learned the past month of kind of being in quarantine? Go for it.
I have learned how to really rely on God and what He has planned, which has been hard because, I mean, it's really hard to understand why all of this would happen. Being senior year, it's been really hard. Like, I'm not getting to see people. But I've learned how to really rely and to trust that there is a greater plan. And God knew. We don't know what's happening. We didn't know it was going to happen, but God knew. And it's all for a greater purpose. And so I'm really learning to trust that. And that has definitely been a really good hope that I've been holding on to these last 2 weeks.
There you go. That's awesome. Lincoln, learned anything over there, bud?
I have. Do I need to think of something as deep as what Ellie just said?
Nope, not even close. Like if you learned to make tacos last week, I want to know.
I learned how to repaint my truck bumper.
Nice.
I'm doing that right now.
That's cool.
Yeah, I learned how to change the chain on a chainsaw. It took me like 5 or 6 tries, but I got it.
Can you show me all your fingers?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All
okay.
here.
Just making sure. Alyssa, what have you learned?
I learned the shortcuts on a keyboard for accent marks on letters because we have a lot of Spanish homework these days.
Ooh.
So I committed that to memory.
Osborne's?
I learned that during econ class, you can basically get away with anything. So I'm the only one who keeps my camera on during that class.
You just ratted everyone out. Luke, you learned anything?
I sort of learned how to play the mandolin.
I'm going to state an object. The first person to bring it back to the screen wins. Are you ready?
Yes.
I need you to bring me a screwdriver.
Yeah.
He's going to find one.
I win.
Oh, stop it!
No way. Yeah.
Why do you have that?
I I had it in my in my desk for some reason. Like when we built my desk, I just never moved it.
Sorry, Lincoln. You definitely were the last.
Well, I still got a screwdriver, so it's all right.
Well, now you have it. Way to go, Ellie. I will send you a virtual hug just right now. There you go. There's your hug. That's all you get.
Thank you.
Last question. Tell me the best thing that you've either seen happen or that has happened to you in the past 2 weeks. So
I can go.
Okay.
The other night, some of my friends, we got together like far apart, don't worry, in Carmel High School's parking lot. We were really far away, like, I promise. And we had a worship night. And
cool.
so, because we missed church, so it was really good.
Noah got engaged.
Noah got engaged.
Oh, yeah. That is super exciting. That is something that you were a part of and you witnessed.
My family and I have started watching Chosen, the series, and it's been really, really cool just to kind of see different stories from the Bible coming together. Normally those types of shows can be kind of
Lame.
Yeah, definitely the word I was going for. But this one is really legit, and it's really, really does a great job telling the stories. So that's been kind of cool to see the last couple weeks.
Alyssa, what about you?
It's not very like deep or interesting, but I made a lot of money in tips over the past 2 weeks because not that many restaurants are open. So people are tipping really well right now, which is nice.
There you go. So you work at a pizza place and you don't like pizza?
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. We sell pizza, pasta, and salads, and I don't really like any of them.
Schmitty, what about you, bro?
It's probably gonna seem really mean, but my sister was running around the yard and face planted and then got up and tried to act like she intended to do that.
All right, Lincoln.
I
Best
know
thing.
I'm kind of biased for this, but I really liked seeing the virtual choir on Easter at our
Yeah.
Easter service. That was very heartwarming.
Real life question. Did you cry?
I don't think so.
Sweet. Well, Ellie, I'm extremely proud of you for having a screwdriver on your desk. So I have no idea in this. And Luke, you were selected by Matt Magumya to be our first junior hire ever to be on the YouTube channel. So you can feel proud about that.
So I hope you enjoyed being able to see some of your peers and hear kind of what's going on with them. Here's what we're going to do next. A good friend of ours, Natalie, who's actually a leader, shout out to the sophomore girls, is going to share just a little bit of her testimony. So over to you, Natalie.
Hey guys, this is Natalie Meliodas. I'm one of the 10th grade girls leaders along with Nora.
Was that a different language?
I have been at College Park for almost a year. I came back to Indianapolis after living on the East Coast. I previously went to Anderson University and I said I would never come back to Indianapolis, but here I am. Fun facts about... So I actually got into handmade soap baking, so I'm officially a grandma, but these are my soaps. They smell pretty bomb. I actually was on BuzzFeed. My best friend submitted me as a celebrity lookalike because apparently I look like Lorde. My sister sat next to her once at a wedding and did confirm, so you heard it here first. I was a ballerina for 10 years. I took ballet classes in Russia, which was a pain, but amazing. I came back to Indianapolis for actually a boy.
Put a ring on it. Let's go.
So I came back to Indianapolis because I really missed home, which was surprising. I actually worked at an international academy in St. Petersburg, Russia for 3 years. I actually had always dreamt of living in Russia since I was a little girl, mostly because of the movie Anastasia, but I don't want to give all the credit to that. So it was kind of in the back of my brain for 10 or 12 years. When I was 16, I felt a very distinct call to go overseas. I had no idea what that would be or how that opportunity would fall upon me, but I trusted that God would lead me and give me the tools to get there. I actually found out about the school I worked at from a career fair at Anderson's. Don't knock it till you try it. I found my dream job from one. I met a lady who actually worked for International Academy and got connected from there. My classroom had 9 nationalities in it. I had kids who had never heard of Jesus before and kids whose parents worked for Campus Crusade. We are called to go into the world and preach the gospel, and I was able to do that from the confines of my 500 square foot classroom. I feel so blessed that I was able to do that for 3 years and really pour into the students' lives, and then they would pour into their families' lives, and then they would go back home to their home countries and they would become missionaries of their own. Favorite thing about youth would have to be just building relationships with all of the students and just really getting to know my 10th grade girls because they're the best. It's such a good place to go every week and just feel refreshed together.
I mean, like, who knew all of that cool stuff about Natalie? Thank you so much for giving us that update. So as you can maybe see, we are doing things just a little bit differently. And so every week we're going to have a student phone call, a leader update, and then we're going to do something we call frustrations. So we kind of got friends, we got some feelings, we got some leaders, and we got some frustrations. And during the season, I think it's okay to have a little bit of frustration. So I texted a senior and said, just what are you kind of frustrated about? And here's the exact text that he sent me. I think one of the things that frustrates me is definitely sports and friends. Going into this year volleyball season, we had some truly great practices. We had a lot of new guys come in and grow, and there was a huge maturity change within everyone on the varsity team. Good constant weeks of playing, some really solid practices. Our goal was to stay consistent and steady throughout the whole season, and I felt like we were going to actually do that. We had definitely a shot to go to state and win, and sadly with quarantine, all of that has changed. I think another thing that bothers me is not seeing my friends. I hung out with them as much as I could, and they were some great people. Sadly, now I can only talk to them on FaceTime and things like that, and I can't even see them. These guys are awesome, and it's hard not to see them a lot. So just kind of sensing some frustration in that area. So this week was kind of just like sports and friends. And so next week I'm going to text a different senior and see what their frustration might be. It might be prom. It might be still friends. It might be a different sport. It might be something like that. And so I think it's okay to have some frustrations. But at the same time, there's still positivity that can come, and we try to make the best of it, all of that, right? But we want you to know that we want to acknowledge a little bit of the frustration, not going without hope, right, that things won't ever change, but just acknowledging the frustration. So next, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to have a leader send-off. Not me saying, hey, see you guys later or anything like that, but 3 of your leaders who are going to say, we miss you and we love you, we can't wait to see you, and a send-off from them. So I'm going to send it over to them.
Hey y'all, we miss you guys so much and we're praying for you, and we're so sad that we can't be around you each and every week, but just know that we're praying for your encouragement and just peace at this time right now. Love you guys, miss you.
We miss you guys.
Hey guys, just wanted to say that it's really tough for us not to be able to meet together right now, and we miss you, we love you, and we're praying for you. Stay safe, have a great week.